Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 705. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Hey, hey.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers. We are live on Twitch starting on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. Please join us for these live broadcasts. You can actually subscribe and you'll get notified when we go live, like I just did. So please do that. And now, if you can't catch any of these live broadcasts, let's say you're busy, all of our content's over on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for the viewing. Leave us a thumbs up, a comment, and also subscribe, please. So yeah, guys, it is 705. It has been a busy week for me. I didn't even get to watch it. I didn't even watch the newest episode of Acolyte. So not much to add to these conversations myself. Mike, anything?
Nope.
Nothing for you either? All right. Corey?
Well, actually, I got to see Inside Out 2 with my boys. They wanted to see it.
Nice. So what do they think?
Yeah, they liked it a lot. I do agree with your assessment from last week. I think that the movie, like, you talk about Pixar magic and it being lost and everything, and I think that this movie does a good job of bringing back the relatable things for the adult to like be
Yeah.
able to, hang on to and feel, because this is a coming of age story, and bringing in new characters and goofy moments that aren't just there to be for the kids. Like, there's stuff there for the kids to enjoy, but then it really speaks to the parent. Like, this
Yeah.
movie is more, like, in my opinion, almost more for that parent that's like got a kid who's growing up and going through emotions and different aspects of life that's difficult. And I was like, wow, it's hitting
It
on those parts
it
where I
it
think past
speaks.
movies
Yeah, I mean, I think
really
it
did
speaks to
not
each.
do
I
that.
think it speaks to each, actually, though. Like, I think, like, your parents' point is, well, absolutely, but I just as much to the kids that are coming of age. Like, maybe the little kids not so much. It's more for the parents and the kids coming of age, but like, it's the same thing. It's a reminder, right? I mean, it's like a reminder of, like, oh yeah, I went through this. I mean, like, there's
Yeah,
you know,
and the emotions, the new emotions that they bring in, those new characters are very marketable and
Mhm.
very, like, of the times, as well as like, things that you can see being a problem but also necessary. And it's one of those things in this movie is that they do really well, is to show, like, these are bad emotions at first because they're kicking out the good emotions that we love from the first time, but they're not bad emotions. They're just more parts of your who you are and who you need to be or should become and want to become,
Mhm.
like yourself. And so more about being you and being yourself than trying to fit into a mold or fit into a specific type of role or character to appease other people. And that was really nice. And like I said, it is quality wise a lot more there here, meat wise, for the adults and for the kids than some of their other efforts that they've put out
Yeah,
recently.
and that's what we talk about with these kids movies a lot. Like, there has to be something for the adults, I feel like, to make them huge. Like, there can
Well,
be
that's the
fun,
problem,
good
I
kids
think, with
movies.
Disney is
Yeah,
they have gone kind of away. Like, the biggest part about, like, Disney's success is they marketed to the parents. Like, they had all these
yeah,
things for the kids, but parents are the ones that could, like, bringing the kids to these things and bringing and paying for these toys and paying for these movies and paying for the theme parks and stuff. Like, if you're not giving the parents things to do and have, like, reasons to
Yeah, if they're
have
not
the
having a
kids
good
do these
time,
things,
then yeah.
yeah, and then you're gonna lose it. And I think that's what, like, I think Disney's kind of lost that a little bit, where they're trying to cater towards the younger generation more so than, like, actually let's make sure the parents are happy too,
yeah,
because if there's not a synergy there,
yeah,
then it's just gonna be a problem.
yeah.
So yeah, this one I think hit that, and that's
Good.
why I could absolutely see why it's doing so well, because it's a movie that I could see repeat viewings on, because it's not incredibly long, and it's one that really does hit a lot of that nostalgia as a parent, and as, like, seeing your kids grow up, and then just, like, the moments of you being in those situations as well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I also watched Kaiju number 8, the anime. That one was
I'm sorry.
really.
I thought I muted. I apologize. I
You're
pressed the
good.
button.
But yeah, Kaiju number 8 anime was I think 8 episodes or something like that. Somewhere. It's like another shorter. It may be more than that actually. But it, I think I'm saying 8 because Kaiju number 8's in the title. But it's basically an anime based on there being giant monsters that come out and wreck the city, and then there's a special task force that has to deal with these monsters. And there's these two childhood friends. One of them becomes like the most famous, popular task force commander, and the other one is chasing that person. And then it's the story of that underdog, coming through and figuring things out and trying to be good enough to stand next to that friend of the childhood friend. So it's got a good like little heartwarming story there, but then the action's really cool and the characters are pretty fun. And so I enjoyed that one, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of where that goes.
Nice. Cool. All right, Tony?
Did you finish Demon Slayer, Corey?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, there we go. Because I finished that too.
Okay.
And I jumped straight into, because I was like, you know what, I can't.
That cliffhanger, man. The cliffhanger.
No, I know. I couldn't wait. I was like, I'm not waiting like a year.
Oh, you went to the manga?
movie. I went right to the manga.
Okay.
Right afterwards, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna. Because I looked, I was like, oh, this is only like 50 chapters. Like, okay, I could get through that really quickly. So I just did that. Just so I was like,
well, that last episode was like 40 minutes, and I'm like, there's a lot to do, and we're like halfway through this episode.
Yep. But yeah, it was fun. It was really good. First of all, the animation is insane.
It's
like
better. It's crazy.
Insane.
It's better.
Like
I can attest to that. Yeah, I can.
Like you watch that and you're just like, it just keeps getting better. Like even like between like season 1 and season now, it's just like a huge difference, right? Where it's just like season 1 was impressive, but like this current season is just like, holy shit, that animation budget's got to be insane, right? Probably on par with like Jujutsu Kaisen in terms of like, yeah, you could tell they're cooking with these episodes, like absolutely just like no expense spared there. The finale did go through some tropes that didn't do tropes that I thought they were going to do, right? With like just the whole, and I'll keep it vague, but like just with how that confrontation, you're like, oh, this is a big thing. And like, I feel in most series you'd get like a drawn out battle, right? Where it'd be like, oh, the person on their, sickly, bed has one last fight in him, right? And it's like, kind of, yeah, but like not in the way you're expecting. And it's like, oh shit. Like I was jarred. It's like,
yeah,
oh
also
God.
like, yeah, let's have your whole family with you in this moment too when you're going up
Yeah. Oh, all right.
to do this battle thing.
So it really added to the tension, and that's kind of like what's for me. I was like, oh, I can't like leave it on this cliffhanger for 1 or more years without being spoiled, because like people are just so disrespectful of like spoil these days. Like it's stuff with like even like acolyte, like anything, doesn't matter. We're like the same day, not even like a whole day. People be like, wow, this scene was so nuts, guys, and it's like a screenshot or like a gif of the thing happened. It's like, no, can you spoiler tag this? Like all these sites have things where you can spoiler tag this stuff now, right? It is a thing.
Yes.
And they're just like, whatever. So like I'll be just scrolling
through Twitter. Or like final episode
instant
out of
memes.
context or
those like instant memes. Like the worst part is when you see a meme from what I just saw from the Acolyte, and I'm like, okay, well that's kind of a spoiler for me to see this, but thank you. It doesn't have any context, but I'm like, okay, well, that's great, but I get you, absolutely.
So it just upsets me because like I felt for a while like we were really good about that as a culture. Like I don't know, I feel like early on in the OOs or early aughts, it was just like, or 10s, it was like whatever, like Snape kills Dumbledore. Like I remember being in like fucking Stormwind City and WoW, and people just spamming that every now and then, just like, I have no idea what that means. And it's like, oh, and then I started getting hit about like, oh, okay, well, I know one of the big reveals in the series now, like, cool, I guess, question mark. But then as, internet grew into, I guess, a bit more, like, people stopped doing that. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, you just watch it stuff. But I guess now with the algorithm and whatnot, it's like lowest common denominator rush to, be the first one to do stuff. So
that's it. It's impressions. Is that what we're looking? Is that what it is? Impressions. Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, I'm not going a year plus.
I might have to do that also
to read them all. It's like there are some stuff that happens in the manga that like absolutely like happen. And I'm glad I remember this. I actually got spoiled like you did, Corey. I
No.
actually got
search.
spoiled.
Did you Google something and
So-
it just autofilled it?
So, yep, absolutely. So right after, literally, I watched that last episode of the season, and I was like, okay, like,
Oh no.
and I just did like, Demon Slayer, what chapter, and I was gonna do like what chapter to pick up
Does
after
Dom
this
die?
episode. And it was like, what chapter does certain character die? And I'm just like, what?
Oh shit.
Luckily, it was like 2 chapters in, so it wasn't like or a couple chapters in. It wasn't like a big thing, but I was just like, well, I wish I didn't know that now. Like, cool, like, all right. But I was just like, God damn it, like, why? Fucking algorithm, stop it. Like, so I was, yeah, mad. But
Yeah, no, the season though as a whole is
fantastic.
crazy because it is essentially a montage training of like all the main hero what are they called?
Hiroshima's?
Hiroshima, thank you. Of them, and you get to see them like the ones like that we haven't really seen or followed before. You get to see them like, at full force, like they're training against each other. They're training the Demon Slayer Corp. They're training obviously the heroes of the story, and so like this is all just a montage training thing of them getting to this one point. And it's like, oh yes, this is amazing. So that's why it's like, you want to keep this going.
Yeah, you
so.
got that momentum. And I heard like they, on one hand you could be like, oh, it's kind of greed because they stretch it out, but on the other hand, people said like in the manga, it's like it doesn't even get a full page for each of these training things. So it's like, but they turned it into like whole episodes. But it's like kind of nice because it's like that's something you can fill in or add to, where it adds more character depth and development.
I did see one like thing on Twitter where like this was a single this sequence was a single panel.
It's like, oh, okay.
Like,
cool.
whoa,
Yeah.
this scene cooked.
But yeah, that was good. I was happy to do that. I'll still watch those because I think they announced they're doing a trilogy of movies.
I think that's
the
what
last
they're
arc.
saying.
So I'll still watch those day one in theaters and stuff like that because, like I said,
I'm gonna have to be careful with that Google now.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Just ask me, and then I'll Google it for you, and then I'll let you know. Speaking of Kaiju number 8, I was about to watch that because I was in a Kaiju mood, but then Max had King Kong versus Godzilla.
Oh yeah, I just queued that up. I was gonna watch that.
The new one. The new one.
The new one. So I watched that. And that's great.
Okay.
That was fantastic. Like,
Really?
again,
Good.
on the one hand, you have -1, which is a bit more of a character story development, whatever.
It's a person.
story.
It's a people piece.
Yeah,
It's a people piece. Yeah.
This is just a like turn
There is
off
no
your
story.
brain, popcorn, enjoy the
Mhm.
show.
Classic.
Yep. Yeah.
Kaiju.
It's
Classic
like
kaiju.
stupid reasons to get these characters in the same place. Doesn't matter
Right.
what they are. Just get them in the same place
Just
and
get them in the
let's see
same
what
place
happens.
and just
Right.
see what happens. So
I think
Yeah,
I
might
mentioned
pop
my
that on
boys. That's
tonight.
their favorite movie. Like
really,
Really?
it's good. I mean,
Yeah, like-
I can see why. It's very enjoyable. Like,
So
mhm.
yeah, that's awesome. Like I didn't know that Max was gonna have that on, and I thought there was pricing glitches, and I think there was for Amazon Prime discounts on movies. So like I got that movie for $9, and
okay.
so I picked it up, and there was one other one that just came out this year too that I picked up, but I can't remember what it was. I thought they were gonna refund my money, they never did. I'm like, oh, and then it showed up on Max, and I'm like, okay, I guess they're just lowering the price. So I own that now, and I meant to watch it this week, but I've been so busy on house repairs. But I might watch that tonight because I want to watch a movie. Like I'm in that mode where I want to watch a movie, and I think I remember
It
the
is
other
funny
movie.
though. There's like these characters that you've seen before, and there's the new character. Like, well,
Yeah.
this guy's not surviving very long. He's obviously just here for a teaching moment.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good. No, there's like very little downtime.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like gets going and stuff like that. So
What do you think of the pink?
I don't mind it. Whatever, it's a new thing. It's
Yeah.
like a
I was
Pokemon
like, oh,
evolution,
cool.
right? It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, right?
It's like he's just going around murdering other kaiju.
That's awesome. That's what I want Godzilla to do. It's like, yeah, he's just killing all these kaiju for their energy territory. It's like, yep, okay.
Yep.
Oh, it was Ghostbusters. That's what it was. You got Ghostbusters for $4 as well.
Oh, you might have overpaid for that one.
Yeah, it was $4 though. I was like $3.99. That had to be pricing here. I'm like, I'm picking it up for $4.
Yeah.
it's cheaper than the rental.
No,
I was like, okay, I'm
that's
gonna
true.
own it. Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
that's true.
That's fair.
So I wanted to watch
I've
it,
just
even
heard
though
bad
it's just.
things about it.
I know, but it's Ghostbusters. I'm like, I really want to watch. It's like
What does
your
that mean?
Transformers.
It's Ghostbusters.
It's like
What does that mean?
it's like your Transformers. When you say it's Transformers, I'm gonna go watch
Is Ghostbusters your biggest thing?
it.
What
No,
Ghostbusters
but I
toy
do
do you
enjoy
have
it.
back there? What
I
Ghostbusters
have-
toy do you do?
Oh, hang on. Yeah.
Okay.
He's got the Echo one, right? He got
There
Echo.
we go.
I can't.
I
see,
can't
man.
tell.
Oh, okay. I see the logo.
Yeah, I got the whole set down there of character. I mean, I like the movies. I really enjoy the movies.
Okay.
So I
mean,
enjoyed
know
the
you
last movie a
it.
lot.
I didn't think it was like a top.
No, I wouldn't put it as top, but I do like.
Well, okay,
want
Transformers
to
my
watch
top.
It.
Like,
Yeah, I know, but it's
and
the
I
same
still
idea
haven't
like
even
in my
seen
head.
the last Bay movie. What is it? Last night or whatever.
Oh,
I still haven't seen that.
I mean,
Good.
you did yourself a favor.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Even I knew that was like I don't think there's anything
Oh,
ridiculous.
that's what Tony's trying to do for you right now. He's trying to help you
It's
out.
whatever.
Thank
It's whatever.
you.
You paid
I
me.
know. It's $4.
You know, I know.
I'll check it out. Yeah. I literally thought that was going to get refunded, and they never asked for it back. So I was like, okay, great. So I'm like, well, whatever. So, cool. All right. Let's go to box office because there's been some really good stuff happening in the box office. So I would like to just say like impressive. I mean, pretty impressive for opening weekend for Despicable Me 4. It's not their strongest movie opening weekend ever, but it led the box office, did 75 million over the 3-day. It did 122, I believe, over the whole weekend, like the 5-day, because it's a holiday weekend. So I believe it did 122. So I'm trying to get the whole thing up here, but I killed my list.
It's at 132 right now.
132. Yeah, and then like worldwide, it's doing okay worldwide. What is it at?
240.
240. I mean, not gonna be $1 billion movie like Inside Out 2 is, but you know,
Which is crazy because that I would never have thought Despicable Me would have been a lower opening than Inside Out by half.
Same.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it is
Same
weird. I don't know. Like I would have pegged this as the guaranteed billion over Inside Out.
absolutely.
So
Yeah, I think it was
hype.
set for that, but there's a lot of markets left. It hasn't opened in
Maybe
China
that's
yet.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of markets left. But even that domestic is not, I don't think, strong enough to get it to a billion. I don't think so.
I kind of wonder if actually like the success of Inside Out 2 like lowered this one because people are just
Maybe they're going to see it.
You know, I mean, you take your kids to see Inside Out 2,
It's-
and it's like you're gonna turn around.
I mean, still.
Well, it's not only that, but
It's
it's
still more theaters than Despicable Me.
yeah, and it's the competition. It's competition. It's like, hey, do you want to see this or do you want to see? Everybody's talking about Inside Out right now, you know. So, kids are going to say, oh, I want to go see that because my friend just talked about that. Inside Out 2 is at 1.2 billion worldwide now, 1.23 billion.
That's
crazy.
No, good for Pixar.
Impressive for Pixar's return to greatness. Hopefully,
Return to great.
yeah. I mean, Godzilla vs Kong did 567 worldwide. That's pretty good. Almost 568. Jeez, I'm looking at this box office list.
For Godzilla and or Kong.
Yeah. Especially for just like
it's third
dumb
in
kaiju
domestic,
movie, you know.
third highest domestic right now.
Third highest worldwide right now, I believe, for the year. Yeah, because you got Dune and then Godzilla, and Kung Fu Panda did 544, which is crazy.
I mean, that's still good for being a fucking dead franchise.
For a franchise, yeah. I mean, yeah, franchise that you haven't heard about in
10 years or whatever.
How long? Yeah. So, cool. So good box office this weekend. Opening coming soon. There's not much this week, right? This is a quiet week, I believe. Or am I
think
wrong?
it's quiet until Deadpool and Wolverine, really.
Yeah, I think that is because there's Deadpool Wolverine's it's coming quick. I mean, I can't wait. Another hype trailer from that, like a little teaser. I enjoyed watching. I'm trying to stay away from it now at this point because I don't want to see too much. You know what the problem is, and that just reminds me of the Superman news that I forgot to put on here because I'm so tired of it. There's so many leaks from the Superman set. It's ridiculous. Like I'm just like, too many costumes.
Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl.
And Hawkgirl. Yeah, Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner. Like, look.
I hate it too because like it's like set photos, like leaked set photos, so they just look bad. It looks so like bad.
It's giving the cult opportunity to bitch and Oh, we know what cult. The Snyder cult.
Favorite cult.
The Snyder cult.
Talk
the
about
cult
it
that
so
doesn't
much,
exist.
might as well be in it.
Lulelo.
No, it's just giving them opportunity to say, look how shitty this looks. We could have done this, So I just every time I click on the picture, I'm just like that. It's just flooded with those people. So so I'm kind of trying to stay away from Wolverine, Deadpool Wolverine news because we're in the home stretch. I hope for that. Really, we have like 2 more weeks, but hopefully that's. I hope it's amazing. I have heard it is doing pretty well on previews, so that's a good thing. People are very impressed with it. So that if this thing is a really good movie, and it has like, do you think 1.6 is that crazy?
Dude, I don't know. 1.6.
No,
Let's
they
concentrate on
lowered
1
those-
billion first.
They lowered those projections a bit. They're expecting it like to open at 160 now, I think. So
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm just
I don't
talking about internationally. I mean, if this is a good movie, like it's gonna have
I
massive
don't
legs.
think. Yeah, it's still R-rated. I don't think it's gonna beat Inside Out, honestly.
Well, no, I mean, that
I think
Overall.
it'll.
that'd be
I think if it
Yeah.
doesn't clear $1 billion, I'd be really shocked. I'm sorry, I would be. I really would be shocked if it doesn't clear $1 billion. So I'm thinking 1.2 is easily grasped in my head right now, but I am probably
Inside Out
overhyping
did
this.
1.2 so
I know.
far. Yeah, so
I think it's gonna be stronger.
doable. Just it is an R-rated film though, so it's.
That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The power of Deadpool and Wolverine. All right. Let's see. What do we got in the news? Hang on. Oh, I just closed my browser window. Awesome. Movie news. Gladiator. We got a couple trailers this week and a couple of things coming out. So Gladiator 2 trailer. Got that today. Did anybody watch that?
What?
No, who cares?
Gladiator
Gladiator
2
2?
trailer.
I watched it.
Did I cut out for a second? Gladiator 2 trailer. Yeah,
No.
I watched it. Like, okay, I gotta say it looks. Last week I was kind of hating on this a little bit. Doesn't look bad. It looks pretty
good. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
good.
it's all about timing for this.
Yeah.
So if there's nothing going on and it just hits right for the people that are that want to see something different, I think it could do well.
Yeah, I mean,
It is
I
interesting
think,
how
like you
much
said,
they leaned on the first
Yeah.
movie.
I mean, Maximus is all
not
over
his son,
this
right?
trailer. It's not his son. It's his. Well, was that his son in the first movie, or was that like?
Well, no, his family got
was-
murdered. Didn't?
No, yeah.
Or
No, wasn't that
his,
like wasn't he in love with that other girl though, possibly, and maybe maybe that was his child, possibly. That's what I couldn't figure
Okay.
out from the movie.
I don't.
There was-
Yeah, it's been a while since.
The woman's kid. That's what I thought this was about. But we'll see as it gets close. As we get there, I might see it. I don't know if I'll see this in the theaters, but we'll see. I don't. It would have to be perfect timing for me to see this in the theaters. So, what else we got? We got a trailer for Agatha.
Agatha All Along.
Agatha All Along teaser. Man, looks pretty spooky, right? It's got demons in it. It's got a little like Evil Dead kind of style demons in this thing. And I think it's going to be pretty. It comes out September 18th or 19th, one of those 2 days.
Okay, well, it's close to October now. At least
yeah.
close to the Halloween.
So I'm assuming the finale is like Halloween week, is what I'm thinking, is what they're doing.
Yeah, if it's 8
They say
episodes.
Halloween
Yeah.
season when they in the trailer, right?
And it's going to be a two
This come
episode
out
premiere, I
2
believe.
years ago.
2 episode premiere.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I mean, it's been a while, Mike. But I don't know why. These side pieces that they've done, like I like the werewolf one. That was really good. Werewolf by
Mhm.
Night. I really enjoyed that. Like I thought that was like honestly, people, like if you're listening to this right now and you haven't checked that out, I would wait until like Halloween and then watch it. Like it's a perfect Halloween film. And they did it in color, I think, afterwards, but I would watch it in black and white.
Yeah,
So it was
that's
really
the
good.
Original vision.
Yeah, and I think that they've done really well with these kind of things. The problem is that was like a one-off. This is a series, so yeah, I get it, Mike, a little bit on that. You don't know what we're gonna get here. Is it gonna just be a bunch of fluff, or is it gonna be a good show?
I mean, WandaVision Mania was like 2020, and
Yeah, no, I know it's been a while.
far removed from that now. Does anyone care about what Agatha's doing anymore? It's over.
I will say,
This didn't fit into their alignment. I think it was like a direct thing because the character was so popular. Like, oh, let's make a show about her.
just going from the wife, she has not really been interested in the Marvel stuff much recently, but she watched the trailer on her phone for this, which is weird. It got to her on her phone. So their marketing's been good because she was not really following this stuff, and it got to her, and now she's kind of interested. She wants to watch the series.
I did like the opening of the trailer. I think it was like, oh, this has got like a little True Detective thing going on here or something, and then it's like, oh, now we're going into the witches. But
Yeah.
I think it could be neat, and it could be, again, timing, right? So I think it could be
It is timing.
fun thing
Yeah.
for Halloween because, like, it's so
It's
weird
not
when you have, like,
hocus effect.
yeah.
It is.
That's what I mean. Like, you gotta time things properly. It's like, why are you putting things in like a Halloween movie and not Halloween, or a Christmas movie and not Christmas time? It's like, why would
Yeah.
you ever do that? So,
Yeah.
people are in the mood for that stuff. It could work really well.
We'll see. September. I should confirm this before I said it again the second time. But Agatha All Along is September 19th. I want to say again, but it's right there. It's right there. It's a 2-episode premiere that I know, and it should be that whatever that it's that week. I just don't remember if it's the 18th or the 19th, and I can't find it right now. So we're moving on. Lastly, in the news, we've got the news about another late sequel, Shrek 5. Shrek 5, which we've been teased with the last Puss in Boots movie. And I believe I had some Mike Myers. I've listened to a couple podcasts that Mike Myers was on. He was teasing this was coming. They got back to work on this, so he's excited for it. But it's cool to see they have a date. It's pretty far out, July 1st, 2026. But Mike Myers, of course, Eddie Murphy is now on his return tour, so he's back. Cameron Diaz is back. I would assume since Puss in Boots ended with that spoiler, with the view of their island, I assume that Antonio Banderas is back with Puss in Boots as well. So
And that was a
that's great.
fantastic
And there's the
film.
dog.
I loved Puss in Boots Last Wish. I think it was really good. The animation was amazing.
Oh yeah, it was quality. It was great.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they can do with Shrek here. I think Puss in Boots, the character is a little more interesting to me, but it'll be fun to go back to these guys and see what they do. Get Gingerbread Man again, I'm sure.
We'll see if they can cash in on the meme status that Shrek has gained since its proper movies have been out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
I think it is. Just based on what I saw on Twitter, just today, because it was announced literally earlier today, confirmed. People are going nuts. So, I mean, it doesn't always equate right to box office success, but like, it's not like why are they doing this? It's like, finally, after all these years, like, or it's like the Titanic. It's been 84 years, you know, whatever. It's like. The interesting thing, though, is this is 2 weeks after Toy Story 5 in movie theaters.
Yeah, both the fives coming out, big films. And these are the two of the big ones that started it all.
Yeah, right? So like, it's going to be an interesting box office battle of the juggernauts there. Like,
yeah.
My heart, my brain says Toy Story, but my heart wants to say Shrek.
Well, after Inside Out 2, I'm like much more excited about what the Pixar will do with Toy Story 5.
Pixar's magic might be back, and then if that's the case, I mean, but
what else can they do?
I just hated Toy Story 4. I hated Toy Story 4.
I get it.
I only
so much.
I watched half of that movie at home, and I stopped paying attention halfway through. I'm like, I don't care.
But you could also make the same argument about Shrek 4. You know what I mean? Shrek 4 is the same idea.
I'm not up to date on Shrek either, but you know, I just feel like it's less overexposed than Toy Story at this point. You know?
So sorry, I got my dog barking at the same time. I'm trying to mute it during this. For some reason, my neighborhood decided to wake up and everybody show up in front of my yard and talk. So. Anyways, and my dog is barking, and I apologize, everybody. So yeah.
Shrek 5 and Toy Story 5. I'm very curious because that's, like we said, Despicable Me 4, Inside Out 2 came out right, a week after, essentially.
Oh, it did.
And they're gonna cannibalize each other. So we'll see if someone blinks and and moves.
Or just whoever's first might win.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's Toy Story right now, so.
Yeah.
But Shrek is closer to the July 4th weekend, so that could mean something. It'll be interesting. If anything, I could see maybe Toy Story going a week earlier.
Despicable Me came out on July 4th weekend, so.
Yeah, so.
We'll see.
All right. And that's it for the news, I think, in this one. So it's going to wrap up this episode of the Moviecast. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you on the Gamecast. Once again, we're live on Twitch on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. Please join us for these live broadcasts. And we're on YouTube the following day, so subscribe so you get notified when we post. Once again, the Gamecast is coming up, so stay tuned for that if you haven't checked it out yet, and we'll see you on that one.